Hey guys, have you ever done something that you regretted later in life? I know I have. I used to watch the Brady Bunch when I was a kid. I regret that. I also regret that I didn't make lesson 5 in visual Latin a little more clear. I've gotten more questions about this episode than any other episode in visual Latin. Let's take a look and see what the problem is. In lesson 5, actually, let me start with an email that I received. The email started out with, love the program so far, so let's focus on that for a while. This person likes visual Latin. Remember, let's keep that in mind. I'm messing around. However, confused with lesson 5 answers. The chart in the teacher's worksheet do not match the students, and we're confused by the answers for number 1. Why not the ablative and vocative too? So let's see what she's referring to. In lesson 5, Meet the Cases, we go through the complicated Latin cases, nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative, and we kind of learned what they're all for. And in the first question, we have this example, and I think this is the one she's referring to. We have opida, which means towns. Now, in the nominative, the word for town is opidum. That leaves opida for the plural. So if we want to say towns in Latin, we say opida. If the town is a direct object, so I went to Italy and I saw many towns, those towns would be plural and they would end with a because they're plural direct objects, so opida. But then the question is, why not ablative and vocative too? So let's take this one at a time. Let's go back over here. Why not ablative and vocative too? So let's look first at the ablative. Why can't opida be ablative? Well, it can't be ablative because the word is opidum. So whatever the word is in its nominative form, that determines which box it goes in. So here we have opidum. Since opidum ends with um, this is the only option because in the nominative singular, the ending is opidum or It cannot be masculine, so all of these endings are out. They don't apply because opidum does not end with us. Now here's where probably some of the confusion comes in. It looks like opida might actually be a feminine word, but it isn't. Because the nominative form of town is opidum, this is the only box that is possible. This one is also out. So it can't be ablative. You're thinking that maybe it's ablative plural or ablative singular feminine. It can't be. And that's simply because its dictionary form, if you look up town in a Latin dictionary, or if you look it up on my favorite online dictionary, Whitaker's Words, you're going to see opidum in the nominative case. And that means that opidum only hangs out in this box. So the ablative is out. The ablative is not a option because it doesn't belong over here. Opidum is a neuter word, not a feminine word. Let's get rid of all this confusion. The other question was, why can't it be in the vocative? Honestly, I shouldn't have included these. You don't really call neuter objects. You don't really call, I guess you could call the town, but you don't really call usually neuter objects. The vocative, which is the case you use when you're calling someone, is really only ever used in the feminine and in the masculine. So if you're calling a girl, you'd say, hey, puella, come here. If you're calling a boy, you'd say, hey, pueri, come here. Or puere, come here. If you're calling a slave, hey, servi, or serve, sorry. Okay, so the vocative is really not an option either, although grammatically we could make the case that this one should also be vocative. So we're calling the town. And I suppose town is one of those examples where you actually could call them. So number 2, why not just nominative singular? Let's see what number 2 is. Why just nominative singular? Why is it only nominative singular for number 2? So here we go. We have femina. This is a mistake on my part. I should have added as some options. So we have femina in the nominative. It's a feminine word. So that means that this group is out and this group is out. We don't have to worry about that. Femina is a feminine word, which makes sense. Feminine even comes from the word femina. So why just nominative singular? Why not also the ablative? Why not also the vocative? Actually, I should have included the vocative and the ablative on this one. So, mistake there. It's not that this is wrong. It's just that there are more options. Could have added the ablative. Could have added the vocative. Okay, number 3. No, not number 3. Number 5. Why not the vocative plural? Let's go look at number 5. Okay, so now it gets into what the students actually have to give as responses. So here for toga, I have 3 responses, 3 possibilities. It can either be, let's go back up here and look at toga. Toga ends with a in the nominative form. So toga is a feminine word, which means that the masculine is out and the neuter is out, so ignore those 2 boxes. But the word is just toge. It's plural actually, toge. So we are looking at all the possibilities that end with ae. So we have toge in the genitive, which means of the toga. We have toge in the dative, which means to the toga. You're giving the toga something, which is kind of weird. Then we have toge in the nominative plural, the togas. And then we have toge in the vocative as well. So the question is, why not vocative plural? Why not vocative plural? Why is vocative plural not an option? My thinking was this. You don't generally call togas. If a toga is laying on the ground and you're a Roman and you need to put it on, you go over and pick the toga up. You do not summon the toga. You do not call the toga. That was my thinking. Grammatically, yeah, you could make a case that that vocative should also be an option down here. But again, I didn't really think anybody would call a toga, although I did list it here as a possibility. So once again, these answers are not wrong, but perhaps this is. Perhaps I should say there are 4 possibilities. So if you want to add vocative in there, that's fine. And if your kid writes genitive, dative, vocative, don't mark it wrong. Although I still think it's weird that anybody would call a toga. That said, I did give it as an option in the singular. Number 9, why not also the nominative, vocative, plural? Number 9, we have towns. Opidi is the genitive. Okay, this gets back into which case we're dealing with, or which gender we're dealing with. Again, opidum ends with um in the nominative form. That means we are only dealing with this box here. This one is not an option, and this one is not an option, which leaves us with only one possibility. Opidi means of the town, and it's in the genitive case. There are no other possibilities here because opidum is a neuter word. This email is suggesting that maybe we should have a plural or a vocative option and a plural option and a plural vocative option. The problem is opidum is a neuter word. It has nothing to do with the masculine side. So this is not an option. These guys are out. So for number 9, we only have one possibility, and that is the genitive singular, opidi, of the town. All right, number 12, why not also the vocative singular and plural, ablative singular, accusative plural, nominative plural? Aha! All right, let's go look. Number 12, we have aqua, and I gave as a choice the nominative and the ablative. Back up to the top. Aqua, in its nominative form, ends with a. It's a feminine word, which means these guys are out and these guys are out. So we really only have 3 possibilities. We can have aqua in the nominative, aqua in the ablative, and then aqua in the vocative. Again, no one calls water. No one summons water. You might summon someone to bring you water if you've got a bunch of servants in your house, and you might say, hey, I want some water. But in that case, you're summoning the servant. You're not summoning the water. No one calls to the water and says, come to me, water. So I left it out as an option. I left vocative off. However, grammatically, you could make the case that aqua could be a vocative word. Now there were more than that. So we've talked about vocative singular and plural. Have we? Okay. So they're thinking maybe that aqua could be a vocative plural. It can't because it doesn't belong over here. And that's because in its nominative form, aqua, that's its dictionary form, aqua is a feminine word. If it ended with US, we could use these endings here. If it ended with UM, we could use these endings here. So I believe some of the confusion is coming from the fact that they're trying to put aqua in the neuter box, and it doesn't belong there. So we've talked about vocative singular and plural. What about ablative singular? Yes, I think ablative singular is an option, and I thought I actually had listed ablative singular as an option. Yep, okay, so nominative and ablative are the two possibilities that I gave. Why not accusative plural? Again, that's a neuter option, and because aqua ends with a in the nominative case in the dictionary form, this is not a possibility. It doesn't belong over here. And then the other one was nominative plural. Again, this person is thinking that perhaps that aqua belongs over here in the neuter side as well. It doesn't, because its dictionary form is aqua, ends with a. So its only option is this box. So the only options are nominative, ablative, and if you want to call the water, vocative. So if your kids write down vocative, it's okay. It sounds weird, but it's okay. All right, number 14. Why not also the vocative plural? Let's go down. Number 14. We have aquae, and I gave as options the genitive, the dative, and the nominative. So let's go back up here. Again, aqua is a feminine word, so we are only dealing with this box here, with the feminine box. The masculine is out, the neuter is out. Those are not options, and we're talking about the word aquae. So we have nominative plural as an option, genitive singular as an option, dative singular as an option, and vocative plural as an option. If you write vocative plural as an option, grammatically that's okay. Realistically, it's a little weird, but I should have put 4 options in there, just in case anybody wants to include the vocative as an option. And the last one, nominative plural. Number 16, nominative plural, vocative singular plural, accusative plural. Number 16, zebra, which is in the nominative and the ablative case. We have 2 possibilities. Okay, so I have zebra in the nominative and the ablative case. You could call a zebra, so I should have included that. Hey zebra, get over here. I should have included that. I just found out the other day there are 2 zebras that live in my town, which is really weird because I live in Franklin, Tennessee. Drove down the wrong street, and my kids were looking out the window and said, "Hey, look, Dad, zebras." I suppose if we wanted to, we could have called them over using the vocative. I should have included the vocative as a possibility. As for the rest of them, let's see. We have nominative plural. Confusion again about the gender. So since zebra, since, not zence, since zebra ends with an A, this in its dictionary and nominative form, this is the only option. This box is out, this box is out. So the question is, why can't it be nominative plural? Why can't it be accusative plural? Why can't it be vocative plural? Well, because the word is zebra and not zebrum. Zebrum is what a French person uses to clean the kitchen floor, and that's a totally different word than zebra, which is a striped horse. Okay, I hope that cleared a bunch up for you. I hope you're not now in the confusative case. I hope everything is clear for you. If you need more help, I blog every day about Latin over at dwanethomas.com. You can check out my ebook to learn about Latin. You can check out visuallatin.com. So many places to find me, and I always try to respond to questions as quickly as I can, though I am a little slammed at the moment. All you got to do to find me is just click the little icon up in the top right hand corner of this video, and it'll take you over to my site, and from there you should be able to get the answers that you need. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I truly hope that this video helped you guys. Take care.